talk about a transformation. My next guest went from being a bank robber who was addicted to drugs and alcohol, splashed on the front pages of the newspaper for a car chase with police, sitting behind bars, to a new man who is a best-selling author, public speaker, and mentor. Let's see what his secret is. Welcome, Antar. Antar, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me. Really appreciate being here.
I'm going to add one more layer to everything I just said, because even, you know, pre everything I just said, you also were kind of set up to enroll in college. And so you had such a kind of a roller coaster where you started, where you went, and where you are today. Kind of tell me about that.
Well, I had a good opportunity. You know, I went to the best high schools in Menlo Park, California. My father was very influential in the area, so I really had a good opportunity maybe to enroll in Stanford. He knew a lot of alumni.
Yeah.
But my destiny was to end up in a prison cell.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I got involved in crime at a very early age. I got involved in drugs and alcohol at a very, very early age. And then that's a mental transformation.
Yeah.
And then I ended up being mentored by somebody that was a very accomplished criminal. And so I felt that I might be able to be successful at being a criminal, in Robin Hood, whatever. And of course I was wrong, and I'm not bragging about ever doing what I did, and I'm ashamed of what I did, but I ended up in prison, and I met a counselor who, I don't know his name and I don't know his face.
Yeah.
But he had me come to his office and he gave me a book called As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. I read that book, and then I even wrote it out in longhand in a tablet because I wanted to keep it.
Right.
I gave it back to him. It was a small book. And then he gave me Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. He said, no, you keep both books. I read both of them over and over and over and over again until I went through that transformation and actually came in contact with my voice, which was the same as the voices that were in the book. So I saw that people rise to a higher level of consciousness, and it's something that all of us can do.
And you now have taken all of that, your journey, what someone has done for you, and you have put it into your book. What is your book really telling people?
Well, it's telling people that there's something that we all have access to, but most people don't tap into it, and that is the higher consciousness. Napoleon Hill called it the infinite intelligence, or they call it the divine mind, or whatever, the Christ mentality, whatever you want to call it. But really, it's not infinite, it's finite, it's human. It's human. But you have to get yourself ready for it, you got to prepare for it, and you grow into it, and then your voice starts to sound like the voices of the other people who are writing these books and the other philosophers. We all have access to this higher consciousness, but we don't know how to tap into it.
Are you going to tell us how to tap in? Is that what the book is going to tell me?
Absolutely.
And you talk about something about stay in the miracle. What does that mean? I know you talk about that.
Well, staying in the miracle is actually reaching that consciousness and getting to a point where you have answers, where you have cures, where you have maps, where you have plans, where you have solutions. Those are the miracles. Most people don't have those things, so they're stressed out.
Yeah.
They're stressed out. They're trying to find it. So we show you how to get to a point where you have all of those things at your access.
So you're taking your own journey, you're paying it forward to help others. What made you decide that's what you wanted to do with the knowledge that you would come to?
Well, I mean, by him seeing something in me, I'm the kind of person that really you would not want to be around by that other person. You would want to be around me. You would have crossed me out, and you would have predicted that I would have never made it.
Yeah.
This individual obviously saw something, and he had some tools, and he said, hey, take this. And it worked for me, and I have now did it for thousands of people using the same literature, using the same methodology. And so I know, you don't give up on people.
Yeah.
You don't give up. Everybody has the opportunity, if they take it, to change.
So you think no matter where we're at in our life, in our own path, our own journey, pick up the book. That's gonna make a change.
Absolutely.
That's gonna make a change.
It's literacy. It's reading. I was fortunate that I did do well in high school.
Yeah.
I could read. I could comprehend. Because if I couldn't, I would have been in a whole different category.
Yeah.
But I could read. And so I stress now, literacy is very, very important. You can't read anything. You need to read things that are going to enlighten you.
That are going to enlighten you. I'm going to remind everyone where they can get their hands on this book, Antar, but I want to thank you so much for stopping in to talk to me.
Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. To get more information on Antar or how to order his book, The Secret of the Infinite Intelligence, log on to stayinthemiracleinstitute.com.